spring, a lovely reminder of how beautiful change can truly be. Hello there, spring is already here and you might have noticed beautiful changes in plants in your garden and around. In Bangalore, many trees have been covered with beautiful flowers and my plant also started to show new growth after their long resting period. In winters, the temperatures are down and so does the light level. This slows down overall growth of plants. In simple words, during winters, our plants are essentially sleeping and storing their energy to give their best once the spring arrives. Plants love spring. It is the start of growing season and all plants come alive. So if you haven't started any gardening work, it is the ideal time to start some care routine for your plants. For the last couple of weeks, I have been busy with my gardening work for my indoor and outdoor plants to make the best use of changing season and of course to get more flowers in the coming days. Let's start with the repotting. The start of spring is a great time to change the soil of your plants or repot them into bigger pots if they are root bound. I wanted to repot this plant into new pot with fresh soil mix, because I can't see any growth in this plant for many days. This soil looks so compact and hard, so I think this soil could be an issue. For soil mix, I am adding a handful of perlite and compost to make the garden soil well draining and airy, to provide sufficient oxygen to the roots. I am repotting the plant into this 6-inch deep plastic pot. Whatever pot you choose, drainage holes are essential. Without drainage, the soil will become waterlogged and plants may die. So choose pots with drainage holes. This also means you will need to place a drainage plate below the pot to collect excess water. These plates are essential to avoid a mess or save your furniture or tiles from becoming dirty. Removing old soil from roots when repotting will get rid of salt buildup around the roots as well as ensure the roots are surrounded by new soil which will be rich in minerals and nutrients. After repotting, it is important to water thoroughly and gently. Now let's hope it grows rapidly. The same soil mix I am using for transplanting these cuttings of Manjula pothos and mini monstera from water. I am pretty obsessed with filling our home with plants. I like to keep cuttings in water to add more greenery indoors and of course to make more plants. These are the cuttings of mini monstera and Manjula pothos. They are month old and now ready to be transplanted into the soil. Changing the water once a week and maintaining the water level really helps for better rooting, because fresh water has oxygen, minerals and roots need oxygen for growing. They are living things just like us. Like potting mix, pot size also equally important. Pot size must be in proportion to the plant cutting, not too small or too big. For planting cuttings, prepare your new pot with fresh soil. Put 1 or 2 inches of the soil in the bottom of the pot and place the cutting in the pot and cover the roots with soil and leave about an inch of empty space at the top of the pot to add compost, so don't fill the soil up till the brim of the pot. This houseplant is easygoing, fast growing and absolutely adorable. It also loves to climb, so I will need to add some sort of support so it can grow tall and gorgeous. All these Manjula pothos cuttings I am going to plant in the same hanging pot. So as these cuttings will grow, I will have beautiful and bushy Manjula potho. This is the trick to get long and bushy pothos. After transplanting, don't use chemical fertilizer in soil because they can burn these delicate roots. Once cuttings have been established and started to show new growth, then you can add fertilizer. Always transfer the cuttings indoors or in shade, and after transplanting don't keep the pot in direct sunlight. Most of our houseplants come from tropical areas and are not fan of winters. And if you live in an area that experiences winters too cold, then plants react to this stress by dropping leaves, yellowing and becoming leggy. So spring is good time to prune away those leggy stems, leafless branches and make space for new bushier growth. Cut away any yellowing leaves, leggy vines with tiny leaves to promote new branches to grow for fuller plant. Especially in the case of flowering plants, they need pruning to promote new growth and new branches. This bougainvillea plant has finished blooming, so to encourage new buds, I need to cut all flower spikes and prune each branch by a few inches. This will promote new growth and flowering. Indirectly, new branches stimulate more buds and more flowers. In the case of these annuals, deheading is essential. It is the process of removing old or dry flower head from the plant. This process extends the blooming period of the plant, otherwise plant will divert all its energy to developing seeds. So it is important to remove old dry flowers from the plant. Adding fertilizer and compost to your potting mix at this time is also a great idea, since the plants are ready to absorb nutrients after a dry spell in the winters. But before putting fertilizer, it is necessary to turn and loose the soil, because only loose soil allows the roots to penetrate freely deeper into the soil and absorb nutrients easily. For foliage plants, add any nitrogen-rich fertilizer for their lush foliage. Keep fertilizing your plants every 4 to 5 weeks from spring to the onset of next winter to help your plants to get maximum growth. Since spring is a good time to add flowering plants, I have started adding a few flowering plants to my balcony. In last week's video, I have shared my new plant list. You can check out that. This jasmine plant is one of them. It enjoys sunny days and blooms immensely in summer and monsoon. This plant was in the nursery bag, so I kept it as it is to adjust to their new home, because immediately repotting could be stressful for plants. After getting new plants from the nursery, don't be in a hurry to repot them in new pot. Give them some time to adjust to their new environment. For potting mix, I am using 2 parts of garden soil and 1 part of well decomposed cow manure. If you want healthy and good flowering plants, success is in the soil. Soil should be good, not too sandy, not too sticky, with enough organic manure to make it drain well and be inviting to plant roots. I also added annuals because they change the complete look of my garden. Summer annuals are known for their bright, colored, spectacular flowers. There are many summer annuals out there in the nurseries like zinnia, phlox, gazania, cosmos, marigold and petunias. You can choose your favorite one. All flowering plants need to be watered and fed frequently. They need good amount of nutrients for impressive flowering. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Till then, take care and happy gardening.